art of Kazakhstan, from idea to realization, for the faces and details that usually remain behind the scenes. What inspires artists, what is their creation process, on what artists and poets, musicians and playwrights reflect upon, how do they present themselves to the world, how do they express the essence of their era. Together with Carmine Barbaro, we immerse into the world of creative search, into an atmosphere of trial and error, discoveries and revelations.
I am Carmine Barbaro. I have been living in Kazakhstan for 23 years and feel like home here. I especially love the culture and art of this country, and I enjoy visiting various cultural events. I was very interested in getting acquainted with the world of jazz of Tagir Zaripov, visit his school and jazz festival. I do what I love. I teach children real music, because our youth do not know what a real music should sound like. It's just a noise. Is this music? And these are ballads. You can hear what kind of instruments were used in the song. I teach them to hear how each instrument should sound. The trumpet sounds so-and-so. The flute is so-and-so. In the orchestra, especially in slow musical pieces, you can hear so much music. And I like it, because when children start to understand, then they play this music with pleasure and know what is required of them. This is culture. Since my childhood, I've dreamed of playing jazz. Because the forbidden fruit is sweet, we listen to it through noises. We listen to the Voice of America, forbidden in those times. There goes jazz music. Everything sizzles. And the music was the favorite thing. When I started working in the radio television orchestra after the army, I was invited to work in a music school. There were no trumpeters. I went there. Later I thought that if there is such an opportunity, I need to do jazz music too. Through children, I need to teach them. The Jazz Festival has been held in Almaty for 16 years. First, it was called by the advice of one of the diplomats from Armstrong to Zaripov, from A to Z. And later, it turned into Jazz Festival in Almaty.
I have been working with Tagir Zaripov for 10 years, and I'm building relationships with embassies, with sponsors, with musicians, looking for musicians abroad.
If we count, we probably already had 500 musicians, if not more, and all the embassies, even South Africa. We had Americans there, always there. This year Spain joined us for the first time.
This is a country PR because they take away a piece of Kazakhstan. They tell on their websites, social media pages, where their fans also have a desire to see what kind of country it is. We always have great event. Practically, we have full houses, sold-out shows. Musicians from Europe for several years are waiting to get to our festival because, firstly, for them it's very interesting, the region itself, and secondly, they see who participate here, and of course they want to be on the same stage as other musicians that are very famous in Europe and other countries.
It is generally accepted that jazz is the music of mature adult people, and that's why it's especially striking how these rhythms sound in the performance of children. Here they're taught to listen and hear music, improvise, not to be afraid of experiments. Now they all start improvising, thanks to the famous pianist and jazz musician Viktor Homenkov. He really knows what to do. Everyone is happy to come to his lessons. This is a great benefit for us, for our school. It seems to me that these children who study in a jazz music school, they're happy, because they're such small children, but they already know what bluesy scale is, what swing is. We, for example, could not even dream about it, and they have such a wonderful opportunity. Therefore, I hope when they grow up and mature, they will be more or less, as they say, in the subject. I would like them to be as prepared as possible. We lived in this business, breathed this air. Because we unfortunately often see a child grow up, and when he starts to study music, it turns out that he does not know anything. He needs to start learning from scratch, and it might be too late. Musicians from 9 countries participated in the Jazz Festival of 2017. But it's not just concerts for the public. This is jam sessions with Kazakh musicians and masterclasses for jazz school students.
So, of course, most of the jazz musicians dream about performing in New York or performing in London or Paris. But as a traveling musician, I got to realize how many experiences you can find in places outside of the jazz hubs. And when we first got the invitation to play in Kazakhstan, we were quite surprised, and I checked on the map where Almaty is, and I saw that it was even closer to the Chinese border. So I said, oh my God, that's really far. Do people listen to jazz there at all? Do they know any jazz musicians? What it's going to be like? But I thought if they have a jazz festival, then there must be something going on.
I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart.
When they arrive, it was almost a sensation for us, because it's very difficult to sing with the accompaniment of a guitar. It's not formal and unaccustomed jazz version. But Veronica, she broke all the stereotypes again, and secondly, she demonstrated her voice so that it was just fantastic.
We realized that there is jazz education here, which is fantastic. We saw the youth big band last year, and so we thought that it would be a wonderful connection to have a workshop and to be able to say something to the kids.
The masterclass is a very interesting energy exchange, the exchange of cultures. And musicians are interested in communicating with children because they see the level of preparation of children and are very surprised by what our children already know.
Basically, we certainly traveled more to the United States of America, to Chicago and New York several times, then in Long Beach, California, New Orleans. A lot of cities there we saw. From every trip, I brought literature for school. I have no doubt that our musicians can perform at any place, be it America or Europe, because they are always communicating with foreign musicians who come to us. I believe that this is a great job that is done by the embassies that bring them, while our musicians grow with them. The school and the festival are the same for us. They formed together at the same time. I think the school and I were supported by foreign embassies, consulates and Akimat. But why? Maybe because we do not have a commercial structure. We bring up children in the spirit of jazz, and this music is really interesting. Having become acquainted with Kazakhstani and foreign jazz musicians and children who are just learning to play this wonderful music, I became convinced that we have this culture and this special jazz perception of the world.